Hey everybody, this is Brian from Carving is Fun, and today I'm going to share with you a comparison video between 3 different companies for their Sloyd cell wood carving knives. I have your basic knives, which are going to be more your affordable range from BeaverCraft. Then I had the Mora Knives, which are very popular, and then I also have the more expensive Flexcut variants of their Sloyd knives. I'm going to start off with the cheaper end here. This one is BeaverCraft's mini Sloyd knife, which is model C3. And then the regular Sloyd knife, which is C4. The Mora 120. The Mora 106. The Flexcut Stub Sloyd, which is model KN53, and then their standard Sloyd knife, which is model KN50. Like I said before, they're representative, kind of like 3 different price ranges. These knives, this one was $13. Yeah, this was $13 for the mini Sloyd. The regular BeaverCraft Sloyd knife was about $20, and it came with a sheath, which was pretty dang cool. The mini Sloyd did not come with that. The Mora knives all come with their own sheaths, with their just like their basic plastic ones. They both range between $24 to $27. It's gonna be dependent upon where you get them from. So yeah, they come with their basic plastic sheaths, which are just basically the same thing. I think they do it to save some money. The mini Sloyd or the Stub Sloyd was $40. It did not come with a sheath. And then the regular Sloyd was $53, and it came with its own sheath as well. One of the things I really wanted to show people on here was the length difference on these knives. Now, if you're doing more like whittling with smaller blocks of wood and whatnot, these knives may not be the best for you. Like if you're doing something really small, you can see that it's a pretty massive difference in size for the blade. You're going to be more wanting to use like a standard whittling knife that's more the right size for little pieces of wood. But these are fine for like bigger sticks and whatnot. So let's see. Yeah, like if you're gonna be just like whittling branches or whatnot, it's a decent knife for that. But just so you can get a length comparison, the KN53 from Flexcut and the KN50, you can see there's a little bit of a shape difference to them. The 50 is going to be a little bit longer, so more for larger wood carving projects that you're going to be working on. These do come razor sharp right out of the box. You don't have to do anything with them at all. Just take them out and start using them. I do wish that this one did come with its own sheath, because I mean I think all Sloyds should come with a sheath. That's just it just makes sense to me. Then you have your Mora knives. You have your 120 up here at the top, which is your shorter version. I like this one a lot. This is actually my personal favorite of all of them here. It's the right price range and the right length for what I want, and it's a really comfortable handle. And then the 106, which is a much longer version. Unwieldy for the stuff that I want to do, not great for adding detail, but it's good for cutting wood roughly. They're about the same diameter, just the 106 is a little bit longer. And then you have your BeaverCraft knives. The mini Sloyd comes similar handle to like some of your standard Flexcut knives. It's more like an in-between Sloyd to carving knife. It's pretty useful on its own. Their Sloyd knife is basic. There's no frills. It comes sharp out of the box. All of them come sharp right out of the box, ready to be used. There's no issue there. You can literally skip honing them and just start using them. All of them are like that. Comparison of different steels. So you are aware, BeaverCraft uses their own steel. It's 30 MNB5, which has a Rockwell hardness between 58 and 62, but I typically find that they're on the lower end of that. Mora Knives, they have laminated carbon steel, which means on the inside there's a much harder steel that's the carbon steel as the core, and then they have a little bit of a softer steel on the outside that's layered on top. Some people have found that they lose their edge pretty quickly. I found them to be all right for what I was doing. I mean, I'm not doing super detailed work with them, so if I'm doing any sort of detailed work with my wood carving knives, I'm getting my smaller detail knives. And then your Flexcut knives, they have high carbon spring steel with a Rockwell hardness between 59 and 61. Again, razor sharp right out of the box. They have a nice hone right from the beginning. Also, some other things to keep in mind is blade thickness. The Sloyd knives are typically much thicker than your standard knives, whittling knives. For example, we're going to compare Flexcut knives. This is the Flexcut Stub Sloyd, and then just a regular cutting blade. You can see a massive difference in blade width there. Sloyd knives are going to be much thicker. Now, comparing between the different knives, between the same company, they're going to be about the same size. But when you start comparing between the different companies, they're going to still be about similar. There's not too much of a difference between them. Your BeaverCraft knives will be a little bit thinner, but I think that's just because the blade is designed differently. They all have kind of like a Scandinavian style edge grind on them, but I have found that the Flexcut ones are a little bit of a deeper grind. Like they're cut back a little bit further than like your Mora Knives and the BeaverCraft ones, which kind of makes it easier for these ones to cut through wood. But you're also looking at a much more expensive price tag on them. Like the Mora 120 for me is the perfect in between. I got it for 25 bucks, much cheaper than the Flexcut knives, but to me it performs much better than any of these BeaverCraft knives. But still, this one's my favorite one of all of them. If I were to tell anyone who is looking for their own Sloyd knife which one to get, it would be the Mora Knives. I like them a lot better. The steel to me is a bit higher quality than the BeaverCraft knives, and I don't feel like I'm spending a ton of money like I did with the Flexcut knives. Again, personal preference. Your mileage may vary. If you can only afford to spend like 20 bucks and you still want a sheath to go with it, the BeaverCraft ones will get you rolling all day long. Still a good knife. If you want something more nicer feeling, more high-end feeling, cut really good out of the package, yeah, the Flexcut ones will get the job more than done, and they do come with a nicer sheath, except for this guy, which like I said, I'm a little disappointed that I spent this much money on it and it did not come with the basic sheath. But you can just get like the $10 one from BeaverCraft, which they sell their sheaths individually, and you can use that one. It'd be just fine. Or you can find the Flexcut versions with this really nice belt clip on it, and you can. I found these online for, oh, I don't know, I think it was like 18 to 20 bucks for the sheath itself. But yeah, they don't really do well, but you can also use like the Mora sheets on there. They'll do just fine. It's a similar shape and size. Yeah, all of them will get the job done. It's just up to you for how much you want to spend. If you just want to get started, BeaverCraft all the way. They're decent knives. For just a little bit more though, the Moras are going to be your best option. I highly recommend getting those guys. All right, I have a lot of other knife review videos on the channel. Feel free to like and subscribe. I have more of them rolling out all the time. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a great day.